Hello, thank you for joining us in a brand new video. This time, we are excited to bring you a detailed review of this product, which is the BOSE SoundLink Plus. Let's dive right in and get started. This speaker has been recently introduced by this manufacturer, who is highly specialized in creating audio that we truly enjoy listening to. Therefore, it is an extremely appealing option, pushing the boundaries of compactness, we could say. At the same time, it maximizes the volume and ensures you enjoy excellent sound quality. The current price in Mexico is 6,599 pesos. I've included the Amazon link in the description below if you're interested in purchasing it. Globally, its price is $269. Join me to learn more. Let's begin with discussing its design. I mentioned earlier that this speaker is really at the edge of being compact. This is mainly due to its weight, which is 1.53 kilograms. Because of this weight, it might not be very comfortable or easy to carry around. However, this is a trade-off you might be willing to make in return for the incredible power it offers. The sound. Additionally, it is quite easy to carry around because of the handle it features, emphasizing its design as a portable speaker meant for taking with you wherever you go. Regarding its dimensions, we will find it to be 10.45 centimeters in height, 2008.37 centimeters in width, and 8.64 centimeters in depth. Therefore, it's not as compact as a typical water bottle, which is the dimension where I would still consider it a compact speaker. This is why I say it's on the borderline. However, the design certainly is, as we will notice silicone encasing it, particularly to ensure it withstands rough handling, drops, and similar situations. Well, obviously, you must care for it, but is thoughtfully designed so that in the event of an accident, it will be capable of withstanding the impact effectively. The front is constructed from polycarbonate, and we will also see the nylon handle I mentioned earlier, which is very durable and of high quality, allowing it to be securely attached somewhere. Personally, I would prefer to have the option to remove and replace it, but the design is entirely fixed. But to top it off, we have IP67 resistance, so it is dust and water resistant. You could definitely use it at the beach or by a pool without too much worry, but always remember that it is not designed for use in the water. It is meant to survive an accidental drop. I own the black edition, but you can also find it available in both blue and black. Citrus, a shade that resembles a greenish yellow. On the rear side, we locate the USB-C port, which is used for charging purposes. Additionally, on the bottom, we discover all the legal details accompanied by this base for the stop it vibrating on the table. At the top are all the controls we'll discuss next. First, we need to locate the on-off button. This button is uniquely set apart from the others, having a distinct texture to make it easily identifiable. Directly above this button, you will see the LED indicator. This indicator is crucial as it helps us understand the current status of the speaker. By simply pressing this button once, the speaker will either turn on or off. Upon turning on, it immediately communicates with you via a voice prompt, letting you know it's active. The current status of your battery. Then we find the Bluetooth button, which with a touch will pronounce the name of the device to which it is connected, something that can be useful if you usually change a lot of paired devices. Just above the Bluetooth button, there's another LED indicator. Next, we come across a quick access button. This button can be configured via the app, allowing us, for instance, to launch Spotify tab. This is handy if we have a subscription to the streaming service and wish to continue whatever was playing elsewhere. Following that, we will encounter the standard volume controls and playback buttons. Here, the volume buttons adjust volume only, not the song. Hold them to keep changing volume. The play button skips to the next song with 2 presses or goes back with 3 presses. Within your application, we will also discover a greater number of controls available. Let's activate the speaker so it can be recognized, and I'll show you the rest of the options that are available to us. Notice how it will display the battery percentage clearly. Additionally, here we have the volume control accessible directly through the application, even though in this instance it manages the volume of the device itself, but of course it essentially remains the same. We will also come across some additional information where everything is explained in a detailed step-by-step manner. For instance, the equalizer in this case has only 3 bands, which might not be very appealing for adjusting very specific details, but the speaker is already equipped with excellent sound quality from the factory. So there's really no need to adjust too many settings. However, if you feel it's necessary, we have these options available here. Additionally, we'll be able to configure the button shortcut that I mentioned earlier. By default, it is set up to allow linking 2 speakers together, enabling a synchronized audio experience. However, you can choose the Spotify tab to access the music you are playing on that platform, providing a seamless transition. Over here, it will also display some fundamental tips or tutorials which are essential for effectively utilizing our speaker. Additionally, there is the startup guide. Here, you will simply locate the source because, as I mentioned, it has the capability to connect to two devices simultaneously, offering versatile usage. This way, you can manage the paired devices and toggle them on and off as you wish. That's essentially what it provides. It doesn't offer as many options as some other speakers. However, I find it to be a well-designed and functional app. Here we can configure settings like changing the speaker's name, receiving updates, and revisiting the same options we've seen before. Simply include this auto shut-off feature, which can be quite useful if you wanted to keep playing during the night, for instance. Furthermore, you also have the voice prompts available here, allowing you to choose a different language, or if you prefer, you can just disable the battery information that appears when the speaker is turned on. Additionally, you can manage the connection and call information. So all of these options are accessible through your application. But let's delve into what is likely the most crucial aspect of a speaker, which is its sound quality. This speaker certainly does not disappoint in this regard at all. It boasts very impressive bass power, and the treble is well defined without any irritating mids. Personally, I found the sound it produces to be very enjoyable. Additionally, it should be noted that this speaker can reach a remarkably high volume. I was quite surprised to find such a high volume capability in a speaker of this size, making it stand out significantly in that respect. When I listen at the highest possible volume, I notice a slight distortion. It's a bit annoying, but not too severe. I just turn it down one notch from the maximum. It's still pretty loud, and the distortion disappears. It's more of a subtle feeling I get rather than a significant issue. I insist it's not a major distortion or anything like that. It's just this sensation I experienced while listening to the sound at that high volume level. It appears to include a type of amplifier or perhaps a light compressor, providing the feeling of a limiter. In moments when the song seems to decrease in intensity, I notice that it slightly increases the volume. Therefore, the way dynamics are handled maybe hasn't fully convinced me, not entirely at 100%. However, I must emphasize that the sound quality is indeed very good. But what do you think if we go ahead and listen to a sound test instead? But remember, listening live is different. If you have a compatible device, one of the things you will enjoy the most is that this speaker is equipped with Snapdragon sound. This means it includes the aptX lossless codec, enabling us to enjoy audio with the exact same quality as the original. I would typically have this on a CD, but in this particular instance, it is obviously wireless. This codec is remarkably advanced. We could state it is not as advanced as LDAC, but it is important to note that up to now, in the speakers I have tested, I had not encountered one with such capabilities. They typically include basic codecs like SBC or AAC. However, I must emphasize, if your device supports it, a more advanced codec can enhance your experience. If it's not compatible with aptX lossless, even the basic AAC codec will deliver exceptionally clear sound. The quality is noticeable, and I also appreciated that the bass maintains its strength, even when the speaker is at a distance. Typically, in the speakers I've tested, you can hear the bass quite well when you're near the speaker. However, as you begin to move away, the bass tends to diminish significantly. In this instance, the reduction is not as apparent, which I believe could be considered a highlight. Lastly, remember that this speaker does not include a microphone, so you won't be able to answer calls with it. Now, let's move on and discuss the battery life that we will encounter, as this will certainly be one of its main highlights. It provides us with up to 20 hours of autonomy, but keep in mind, this is obviously at an intermediate volume level. If you decide to push the speaker to its maximum capacity, the battery life will significantly decrease. Yet this is the approximate figure provided by the manufacturer, making it a noteworthy feature. Nonetheless, I believe the charging time could use some improvement, because in this case it takes about 4 to 5 hours to charge to the maximum. I believe it will be highly beneficial to incorporate a quicker charging mechanism. However, on the flip side, one advantage of the internal battery included with this speaker is its capability for reverse charging. This means that by connecting your cell phone through the USB-C port, you can charge the phone with a power output of up to 15 watts. This is quite impressive, especially considering that we're discussing a speaker. Therefore, for emergency charging situations, it performs remarkably well, as it can indeed provide a charge. It's quite fast for a speaker. Finally, let's discuss connectivity, as there's another point that caught my attention. It features Bluetooth 5.4, which is great for better stability and music quality. This is expected for such a pricey speaker as it's quite expensive. Additionally, it will feature a multi-point connection, meaning it can connect to two devices simultaneously. For instance, you might notice that you can control it through its application. Moreover, we will have the capability to link two speakers, allowing for a stereo experience or enabling party mode. This way, both speakers can play music in stereo, letting you enjoy the same audio in different areas of your room. It features the simple sync technology developed by this manufacturer, which also enables you to connect to your home sound system. Keep in mind that BOSE offers not just portable speakers, but also home speakers, soundbars, and a wide range of other audio products. However, what I really appreciated the most is that it includes Google Fast Pair. This is a feature I had long believed speaker manufacturers should incorporate, and up until now, I hadn't had the opportunity to experience a speaker with these advanced capabilities. For those who are not familiar with this, it allows you to activate the speaker. If your Android cell phone is nearby, it gets detected right away. A small dialog box will appear to help you add the device and even link it to your account. This way, other devices associated with your account can connect more easily to the speaker. It simplifies the pairing process because you won't need to search for the device in the list of visible devices. So it really gives you a much more premium experience, and it is something very good that for the first time I see it in a speaker with this model. So, well, that has been everything regarding this speaker. I really liked it a lot. Obviously, it is a pretty expensive speaker, but I believe if you are looking for a sound that meets your expectations, you will find it here. It offers very good quality and excellent power. Additionally, it comes with some interesting features like fast pairing, among other things. For now, we have reached the conclusion of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you know you can let us know. And we will see you next time.